The most polluted site in Greene County has its 40th anniversary this year. In 1969, a Beavercreek chemical company exploded and burnt to the ground, releasing carcinogens into the groundwater that pollute the area to this day. Brandon Smith has the story.
I'm standing in the bed of the Little Beaver Creek. The Ohio Department of Health says I have an increased risk of contracting cancer just by standing here. And they're not entirely sure the residents nearby aren't drinking the pollution.
When the Lammers and Conan Chemical Company burned, over 500,000 gallons of toxic chemicals were released into the air, the soil, and Little Beaver Creek. This is actual footage of the fire, captured by volunteer firemen September 30th, 1969.
Most people familiar with the fire say it was caused by a discharge of static electricity from a truck missing a grounding chain. We found this truck axle on site. Who knows? Maybe it was the one.
It wasn't until the mid-'80s that the EPA took notice of pollution in Woodhaven, a subdivision just southeast of the Lammers site. Most people have well water there, and the EPA says that in the early 2000s, all those with polluted well water were connected to the county water supply. This would virtually eliminate the danger of exposure to toxics. But according to the most recent report released on the site, in October 2008 by the Ohio Department of Health, there's another source of groundwater pollution in the subdivision, one that no one else knew about.
Historical sampling data from residential wells in the area is suggestive of the possibility that two more or less distinct plumes might be impacting local wells. And the source of this potential second plume is unknown. A more detailed hydrogeologic study of this contaminant plume is recommended. The chairperson of the Lammers Site Community Involvement Panel is concerned about home wells.
We had a couple of rounds of testing, but then that was it. They wouldn't agree to do it on an annual basis.
So how's the cleanup coming? Because of the EPA's bureaucratic processes, it may take months or even years for cleanup to start. The residents of Woodhaven community, however, seem to want a little more consideration. Not only will the EPA not pay for their wells to be tested, neither the Ohio Department of Health nor the County Health Department have done a study on illnesses in the area. And as of yet, they don't plan to. Don Kessler says he knows a woman at the end of a nearby street who's had 3 husbands, all of whom have died of cancer. This is Brandon Smith reporting for the News Lab.
If you'd like to find more information about toxic sites in your area, or watch a video of the chemical fire narrated by a fireman who was on the site, just visit our website at blogs.cedarville.edu/journalism, where we'll be maintaining updates on this story as we get them. Well, that's the news for tonight. As always, Baker Broadcasting Company wishes you a safe and happy evening. Good night.